Before joining the Bristol, Tennessee Police Department, I actually was pretty much a student. I attended Northeast State Community College. While I was there getting my associate's degree in criminal justice and history, I worked briefly at McAllister's Deli over in Johnson City whenever they first opened up. And then when I turned 18, I got hired on at Walmart on Volunteer Parkway and started working there in produce while I was going through school. And I continued to work through Walmart in produce for 3 years until I finally hit the age of 21 and got hired on here at the Bristol, Tennessee Police Department after applying and going through the process for 3 years there. I finally got lucky enough to get hired on and accomplish my dreams of being a police officer. I absolutely love Bristol, Tennessee Police Department. It's what I always wanted to do. It's the department I always wanted to work for. Growing up, my great uncle, David Taylor, was an officer here, and I knew from a young age that I wanted to be an officer. And just talking to him, there was no other department I wanted to work for. That's what my goal was. I didn't apply for nobody else. I didn't apply for Sullivan County. I didn't apply for Bristol, Virginia. Didn't apply for Bluff City. Nobody else. I knew I wanted to work for Bristol, just from the things I'd heard from him, and Bristol's home. So that's one thing I love about it, is being able to give back to the community. I'm born and raised here. I've lived here my whole life. I graduated from Sullivan East. I went to Mary Hughes in Piney Flats, and just giving back to the community that I see every day, that I'm a part of every day, and being able to call this home and call this department family, because that's what we really are and what I feel like we are, is a family. And we're all trying to do the same goals and achieve the task of giving back to the community. I've been in evidence for 4 years now. I've been with the department for 9 going on 10. January will be 10 years. My first 5.5 years I was on night shift patrol, and then about 4 years ago, this summer, the job opening came open for evidence, and I put my name in for it. Once I got approved to take over the position from the officer that was retiring, I attended 2 different classes. I went through the Public Agency Training Council, which is an evidence management class, and then I also went through the IEP, which is an International Association of Property and Evidence. I went through their training to manage the evidence room. And when it comes down to procedures, there's a lot to it, a lot regarding evidence, obviously. Just about any case that we have that we charge criminally on is going to have some type of evidence on it, whether it's body cam footage, it's narcotics, paraphernalia, if it's a DUI, blood kits for BAC kits for substances. So any type of criminal charge we got, it's pretty much got evidence on it. So it's just about an everyday type basis that we're getting evidence in. But once I started working in the office more and being here during the day, our previous chaplain had retired and we hadn't had a chaplain for a couple of years. And admin came to me one day and asked if that would be something I'd be interested in. And I said, of course, anything to help in that aspect, I would be more than happy to do it. So I've actually gone to the International Conference of Police Chaplains. I've done a training with them down in Nashville a couple of years ago. And then I also went to a Billy Graham police chaplain school that was hosted by the Bristol, Virginia Police Department over in Washington County. I attended them a couple of years ago. And I enjoy it. It's different from the evidence. It's different from the police side. It's more of a support role, really, than anything else. For spiritual, emotional support for not only our officers, but any type of community situation we may have. I help with death notifications, so I come out on those type of calls sometimes when we're giving death notifications, just to maybe take some of the stress off of the officers of them having to speak with the family while they're also trying to do the report and get information for a report. Try to take that stress off of them, and me instead, I talk with the family, kind of make sure that they're handled, taken care of, that they don't need nothing since they're already going through a rough, difficult time with the passing of a loved one. So it's more of a support role. Just being there is the biggest thing, just being there, having a presence, and extending that hand out saying, hey, I'm here as a chaplain if you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to confide in, I'm here for you to talk to. I'm also the bailiff for city court, so anytime our officers are writing traffic citations, you have to come in for city court, for a speeding ticket or equipment violation or something like that. More than likely, I'll be the face that you see up in city court. I enjoy that. It's something different. Also kind of gets you out of the evidence room for a little bit. You get to interact with a little bit of people, so I call the docket. I'm obviously courtroom security also for Judge Jones. So I do that. I'm bailiff for city court. I also, for the police department, am our record coordinator. So what that means is all of our records that are on our city rotation that come out for, say, a crash or a seizure involving vehicles, I'm responsible for maintaining those record services as far as making sure that they have the proper insurance, that their records are good, that that they're in good shape, that they got all the equipment that they need in order to respond to a crash, to not only safely clean up the scene, but do it in a quick way so that we're not blocking traffic for a long time, and so that we can get intersections opened up. So I do that. I do a lot of our drug take back. So anytime we do drug take back events, I try to take care of those. When we have national drug take back events throughout the year, twice a year, I'm present for those. Now I'm also responsible for checking and emptying out our drug take box that's located in our police lobby for any unused or unwanted medications that people may have that want to turn in. This is where I wanted to be at. This is what I wanted to do since a very small age. I knew I wanted to be a cop, and this is the department I wanted to work for. So that's once I got hired on here, that was one of the biggest goals I ever had for myself, and I accomplished that. I possibly would like to maybe move up through the department one day, maybe move up to a sergeant and all that stuff, but I'm liking my time in evidence. I enjoy it, so we'll see how long that lasts. But I'm married to my beautiful wife, Santana. We've been married going on 10 years now. Have a wonderful, amazing young 3-year-old boy. We're getting ready to turn 3-year-old boy. His name's Mark too. Both of them are the joys of my world and brighten my day every day. And I love spending time with them, love watching him grow. He's in that 3-year-old, 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old age where he just loves playing all the time. So every day after I leave work, it's picking him up from daycare and going home playing cars, watching Blippi or Spider-Man on the TV, and cooking up dinner and all that stuff. But outside of that free time, like I mentioned, I got my associates in history, so I'm a big history buff. I love World War II history. I collect World War II memorabilia, so I enjoy doing that. I love reading books. I love playing World War II video games on the computer, on the Xbox, when I've got time and can find time to do that. But love taking trips. We like traveling a lot. We've been to Paris, we've been to Ireland the last couple of years. So we love travel a lot. I love seeing different things, and while going there, obviously seeing historic places because of the history. And just love being in time with my family. That's the biggest thing. Outside of work, this is a job. I love it, but it's also just a job, and I believe family comes first. And if I can find time away to take a trip with them or something like that, I'll be right on the time going to go do that.